Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Look at this, the Zoom. We are working today. Let me pin this here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, guys. Let me get this on here. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back. Silver with the crazy moves. Gold with the crazy moves. Gold coming run for all-time highs. Yeah, now you see me now. It's working. It's working today. Let me just make sure everything's up and running here. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Welcome back, everyone. And you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. Been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. Yeah, that's insane, Sean. Yeah, insane. Silver's been silver crazy run up yesterday. Hit $117 and sold off right back below. We had this crazy run up, and then look at this sell off. We dropped down almost 14% from $117 all the way back down to about 101. Like, that's absolutely insane. Silver's a crazy market. You can make a lot of money trading silver. You can also lose a lot of money trading silver. So yeah, even buying this. Look at this morning star play. Look at this perfect morning star play. We'll have a look at all markets this morning, guys. Just want to show these. Look at this perfect morning star play here, guys. Look at this right at view app as well. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. It doesn't get much nicer than that. Any of you guys buy silver in Asia? I think gold gave some great setups as well. But did anyone take this silver long? Look at this, 5:30 London time. Man, that would have been a great trade. Even just playing up into these highs here, that would have been beautiful. Took the hourly fake out, nice. Got long earlier, hit some resistance, closing some profit. Nice. Took gold at that time. Yeah, nice. That was a great run. Look at that, 5:30 London time. Absolutely beautiful push. Pre-London again with the fun here on silver. Yep. Gold gave also fantastic buys. Literally right at the same point. Look at this. Exactly the same time. Gold gave the exact same setup. Now this is pretty perfect right here. Let me just bring this over here. Yeah, I think he set my alarm for 5 a.m. Yeah, I think so. You'd start getting up earlier to catch these moves. 5 a.m. London time's having the place. You got longs on silver, you got longs on gold. And the nice thing here with this gold long and that silver long is literally the absolute perfect morning star play. Now, I'll just share this quickly before we jump in. Have a quick look at the news as well. Let me just excuse me. Now, for you guys who maybe, if I just get this, how do I share this? If you guys maybe aren't following me on Instagram, just at aaron.trades, I actually explained this exact same pattern yesterday that made me $5,000. It's the exact same pattern that happened here on gold pre-London and here on silver. So if you guys are on Instagram, be sure to give this a watch. You know, give me a comment. Let me know if you start trading these patterns as well. Let me know, because it's a very nice pattern, and it's gave fantastic trades yesterday on gold here. It gave fantastic trades here in London, here again in pre-London. Like, man, so many opportunities literally just following that one simple pattern, and it's very simple. Simple but effective. Simple is a good thing. Sometimes, yep, exactly. That's that. Morning star play, key level, back above VWAP, clear upside targets. Man, it is a recipe for an absolutely beautiful trade. Now let me just bring you guys over here for a quick second. News-wise, I don't believe we have anything today. I think the main news is coming out tomorrow. Or come to us, yeah. Get back to us, start trading Asia. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, can't go over silver. Silver's insane. Yeah, silver is absolutely insane, man. Silver's crazy. Silver's a crazy market. We were talking about this yesterday in Discord. I think this was one of the Nathan said this was one of the biggest runs on silver in a single day since 2008, which is crazy. And look at this. Look at this. 30-minute, no bottom wick, opening and just ripping. Silver is a crazy market. So have a look at the news, see what we've had overnight, see what we have for the day. Trump increasing South Korea tariffs from 15% to 25% on autos, lumber, pharma, and all other reciprocal tariffs. So that's why you're seeing these markets go crazy. And you also have no scheduled in news today, but tomorrow is the big FOMC press conference and statement at 7 o'clock and 7:30 London time. So tomorrow's going to be a big day for the markets. And then on Friday, we do have PPI. So yeah, there's a lot of big moves in the markets. A lot of huge moves, guys. So like I say, silver's great. You can make a lot of money trading silver. You can also lose a lot of money trading silver. So I would be careful trading silver. I think gold, if you see a nicer setup or the same setup happening, personally, I would say take it on gold. You can manage your risk better. Yeah, literally, it doesn't make sense. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. I've been seeing, like I said, a lot of people making a lot of money trading silver, but I think there's some downside that comes with that as well. A lot of big losses. Wow, look at that. Hey, Aaron, I remember watching one of your psychology videos and you said take less trades. And ever since I started taking 1 to 3 setups a week, I've been profitable. Man, that's what we love to hear. That's absolutely amazing. Good job. That's fantastic. Less is absolutely more. Less is absolutely more. Amazing work, man. Amazing work. Yeah, just hit big trend line on gold. Yeah, I like gold. I was really hoping, because there's obviously, the buys were here pre-London, and our plan for Asia, you guys who were on the Asia market call yesterday, was the plan was to come down, fill in this gap, break back above 4,050, nice resistance, and then buy back up into this all-time high, which you have literally done absolutely perfectly. You followed the plan to the absolute T. However, the belongs are from down here, not from up here. So what I was hoping to see at London, it was just a little bit of a liquidity wick to come down and grab some lows so we could get in this. But I think you may just push from here. I hope not, but I think you may push from here. Yeah, nice, Ben. Amazing, man. Trading 1 micro has really helped me to manage risk while trying to pass my combine. Yep, that's fantastic, man. We can scale with time, man. I'm looking forward to our one-to-one call, man. I saw you booked it in. Looking forward to that. But yeah, you can scale with time. More size absolutely comes with time. You get consistent trading, 1 to 2 to 3 micros. Fantastic. Wow, look at that, Sean. Nice. Huge trade, man. How much did you make on that one, Sean? Cool, 175 ticks on the XFA. Nice. Yeah, this really was an absolutely beautiful buy. You can kind of see here. This is also a big left shoulder. There's a big head. There's the right shoulder. Really perfect inverse head and shoulders there as well. Inverse head and shoulders filled in that gap from Monday, broke beautifully back above, held it as support, and now you're ripping up 400 ticks. These markets are just moving so nice, guys. Remember times like this, because when we start going to maybe quieter times in the markets or challenging times in the markets, remember these months, because these are the months that we want to absolutely maximize. Don't want to get too greedy. Yeah, it's a great trade, man. 170 plus ticks is huge. Even 300 on a combine, man. It's crazy. Added more accounts, which is good to see, man. So to buy gold in London today, guys, that's all I really want to see. I do believe you're going to see gold. Oh, careful. I do believe you're going to see gold come up and hit some all-time highs. If I'm going to buy gold into all-time highs, I just really want to see a bit of a liquidity wick. Maybe come down, grab some of these lows here, and then I can continue buying. Because if I buy right here, I feel like I'm just FOMOing into the move. There's not much of a stop loss, not much of a risk reward. Yep, good rejection at the 5100 level as well. So the nice thing about gold here is if we reject from here, that's where I believe a lot of people will get trapped in trying to call tops. and trying to short gold, risking off all-time highs. And that's when we're more likely to see something like this. Kind of like we did here yesterday. You reject here off the highs, you pull back, you liquidate these highs here. Didn't quite come for the all-time high, but you liquidate these highs, and then you had that nice sell-off, which is that nice buy that we took yesterday. Really nice buy there yesterday. Really, really nice buy. I waited all day for that as well. Stayed very, very, very patient yesterday, and it absolutely paid. Absolutely paid. Let's have a look at guys. Let me see what we got. We can we'll have a look at NQ as well, guys. I do think gold is looking pretty nice. How do you hold a trade if target is not hit and ranging? Depends on what kind of range do you mean. Like if I take a trade, and again, this is why I didn't trade. We jumped off the London session. I think we jumped off around here. London yesterday ranged for literally, and this is the 30-minute time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles. So these are the times where you have to be very careful, because this on the lower time frame, I can almost guarantee you looks like they're setups, but all you do is just get absolutely chopped up all day long. So whenever I see the lower time frame ranging, I go back to the high time frame as soon as possible. And whenever I can see the 30-minute going bearish, bullish, I'm like, cool. That's my indication to just wait for a higher time frame breakout. And if I'm in a trade in this, personally, I'd rather just close it and wait. Take a break even, take a small loss, maybe even take a small win, but close it and wait and just say to yourself, you know what? If the markets don't know where they're going, then why am I trying to trade that? Because all we're really trying to do is we're trying to let the markets break out and just follow the markets. We're not trying to predict the markets. So if you see price action like this, not only can you get chopped up all day long, but you can absolutely mentally drain yourself so much that by the time these great moves come in, you're too burnt out from trying to force in here that you miss these great opportunities. So if I take a trade and the 30-minute starts to go like this, I accept it. I take a win, I take a break even, I take a small loss even, and I just wait. And I'm like, you know what? My targets haven't been met, which was these highs here yesterday. However, I'm not going to trade in here. I'm going to wait for price to find some support, and then I'm going to buy. And that's pretty much exactly what I did yesterday. My levels hadn't been hit. We were ranging, so I said I'm not going to trade in here. If I'm going to trade a nice level of support. Well, here. Perfect. So you never, sometimes it's easy to look back and go, oh yeah, it's an obvious range now, but at the time it's not that easy. But as soon as you see candles going bearish, bullish, that's when I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just zoom out. What's the higher time frame doing? Well, we're holding resistance, we're holding support. Again, the markets don't know which way they want to break out. Well, then why are we trying to predict? We have, it sounds obvious, but you have to remind yourself, we have no control over these markets. We can't affect if the market goes up or down. We're simply here to ride the wave of the markets. So whenever the markets are ranging like this, if the markets don't know where we're going, then it's not our job to predict. You have a much easier trade when you let the markets break out and then you just simply follow it. Much, much, much easier. Less mentally draining. What trade did you have, Corey? Share it over, man. So I can see if I can help, man. But yeah, when you're close to passing, yeah, that's when the losses can come. That's why you kind of don't want to think too much about being close to passing. Just try and just focus on taking good trades. Recommended 550Ks or 250Ks? Neither, to be honest, man. Depends on where you're at. I would just say just have you had a payout before? If you've never had a payout, just trade 150. If I had to pick between 250s or 550s, I would pick 550s. I'd rather have 5 accounts than 2, if I had to pick. So silver, obviously, great run here, guys. I do think silver may just keep pushing. I think gold's probably going to give us a nicer opportunity today. Yes, let me see here, man. It's a good question. So, yeah. Literally, Sean. That's people get caught up worrying about the wrong things. Absolutely, man. Always worrying about what might happen. We're not here to worry about what might happen. We're here to trade what's right in front of us. But yeah, someone asked. We got 10 minutes till London Open here, guys. Someone asked, when do you enter on the Morningstar play? Like I say, I would honestly, I can explain it here, but I did do a very in-depth breakdown of it just yesterday, explaining exactly how to trade it and when to enter. And in this one chart here alone, I'll show you how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, even one here, 4, 5, 6, not the cleanest, 7. in the past day and a half, there were 7 Morningstar buying opportunities of a very, very, very simple pattern, and that's just on gold. Silver, again, look at these ones here. Absolute perfect. Nice one there yesterday on silver. Kind of here again. Not the cleanest, and here. Look at this, and there as well, look at that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on silver, 7 on gold. So I would honestly say, please do go and watch that video. But the way you really want to be entering them is once the middle candle grabs the lows and holds support, because that's typically the liquidity grab. And it's like I say, it's a very, very simple pattern, but don't take simple as you have to make it more complicated, because that's what we always do as humans. We always think, oh, it can't be that simple. I have to look for, 10 different other confluences. This buy right here on gold today was absolutely that simple. Same as the buy on silver. 300 ticks right there. Even if you took 100 ticks of that, you took that one 30-minute candle long right there, 200 ticks. Man, one contract, $2,000. Great trade. Super simple. And like I say, this is a pattern that I've literally used on gold for 5+ years. It's a pattern that happens on gold time and time and time again. And the reason it's so nice is because the middle candle, I'll just explain it quickly, we got time. The reason it's so nice is because the middle candle, and this is why I like to spot them on the let's say if you just had a big bearish closure like this, the reason I like to spot them on the 30-minute time frame is because they hit better. But this here, not only do they hit better, is it's lower time frame. I'll show you. Let me just draw it up quickly. Look at this. Look at this. This is a work of art. If ever you wanted one to stick on the fridge, this is absolutely it. Look at this. Someone might have just tuned in thinking, wow, has gold moved like that already? But no, this is just my work of art. Look at this. Perfect. So the reason that this is so nice, so this is the Morningstar play right here. So the way you want to be entering it is you basically want to be, you want to be anticipating this happening once the middle candle tags the lows and wicks all the way back above. As soon as you failed to close below the low, that's where I'm anticipating this next candle is going to come for a nice bottom wick, and then you're going to re-break back higher, and that's where I'm going to take my long. Otherwise, if you spot the Morningstar play all the way up here, you end up buying way too late. So for me, as soon as I see price pushing down, it rejects a nice level of support, VWAP, with upside targets, grabbing previous lows, wicks all the way back above. And this wick rejection is very important because at one point, this was one big, massive bearish candle. It was a huge bearish candle, pushed all the way right back down below the lows, and then before the close, wicked all the way right back above, and sometimes can even close bullish. So that right there is my lower time frame, which you guys know we trade is, here's your, for example, this might be the 5-minute, for example, and you might get this, and then this. So this right here, this could be, look at this, this is absolute gems here at 7:54 London time. This could be the 30-minute time frame, and this could be how maybe the 5-minute time frame looks, like this, for example. So you might have a 30-minute Morningstar play, and the 5-minute, this is what you have right here, where you have that support. What is that support? That's where most people try and buy, sit the stops down just below, looking for that big play up. They get stopped out. That's that wick rejection here in the 30-minute, that wick rejection back above. is that 5-minute breakout, and that's where you might take a trade there. See? Like that. Look at that. I think that drawing deserves a round of applause. I'm pretty impressed with that candle drawing. That's a pretty good drawing, right? Anyone? The best yet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's so simple, but it like I say, it just works so well. Camera zoom. Yes, we're back, Ian. We're back. So again, the reason I like, again, you could spot a 5-minute morning star play, but a 5-minute morning star play, you know, the one bullish candle might only give you 20 ticks. But if you take it on a 30-minute time frame, well, that 30-minute time frame might be like 100 ticks. Therefore, it ends up being much nicer. Yeah, exactly, Bruno. You might get another example here. We're gonna get it's even more complex now. We got time here, guys. I'm watching my other screen. Don't worry, we're not missing anything just yet. We got time. Let me just bring this over here a little bit. Let's bring this here. So this is the 5-minute, and let's make it even more complex. And I wish I could just bring this over a bit without ruining my amazing drawings. But and let's say, for example, oh no, where have we gone? What have we done? We've broken it. So okay, cool. Here. So this right here. See this? This could also be. What could this be? Like Bruno just said, and again, this works absolutely beautifully as well. This could be. You might get a 15-minute candle. Let's say you get a 15-minute closure like this, for example. Again, guys, this is, don't underestimate how powerful this is. It's very simple, but it's very, very, very effective. Like I say, it's happened multiple times here on gold in the last day or two. It happens time and time and time again. And then you might get a nice rejection like this. And then you might get something like this, for example. And make this blue. There's a bullish candle. So, and then this might be a 15-minute, like Bruno just said. 15-minute fake out. So you might get a 15-minute fake out. Look at that. So that wick rejection can be a 5-minute liquidity grab, or maybe it's when, you know, it's one of our fake out plays that we talk about. You guys say, what time frame should we look for the fake outs on? Well, it depends. You look for it on a 15 because you have a nice 30-minute morning star shaping up. Fantastic. So you got a 15-minute fake out with that nice 30-minute liquidity wick. Well, great. That fake out is then when we look for something like this. Same thing, exactly the same thing. This is how we use multi-time frame analysis, that sometimes you look for, you know, certain things, and look at that right there, same thing, exactly the same thing. Yeah, but exactly, bottom weight buy, absolute, man. Yes, that's it, George. If you wait for this 30-minute candle to close and then you try and buy up here, you end up buying a resistance, and typically it's too late, because if you buy from down here, you know, this 30-minute playing out, you know, already gives you like 160 ticks. Like, you're already in and out when this candle's done, sometimes even before the closure of this candle. Like the trade that I took yesterday, I was out before this candle even closed. So yeah, if you wait for this candle to form and then try and buy this high, you typically end up missing the move. So what you really want to do is get good at anticipating when you see this candle wick the lows and hold support. As soon as you see this candle close, that's where I go, okay, cool, great. This is going to be my evening star play, and this is going to be a really good trade. And then to the opposite side, it's just the, let me flip it around here. It's just the exact same thing. Evening star play. You see price push up, wicks the highs, holds resistance, then you short. Exactly the same thing. You see your resistance formed, you have your liquidity grab, you break out, there's your short. 15 breaks above, tags the highs, breaks right back below, there's your short. Exactly the same thing. So, let me, that's a good point. Let's screenshot this. Look at that right there. I'll send that in Discord. Super simple, but again, like I say, guys, it's very, very, very important. Now we got London Open coming in 1 minute. So, and again, in terms of a real chart example, like I just shared, guys, this isn't something that, you know, is cherry picked to happen once a month. It happens every single day, and we take these trades every day as well. Took it yesterday, made nice $5,000. And it's already happened this morning as well. Look, What's this? Maybe this is an evening star right now. We're wicking the highs, we're holding resistance. Well, could this just be like we just spoke about? Maybe. Now, would I sell this? Well, probably not, just because gold's overall bullish, but let's see. This could be the exact same thing shaping up for a bit of a pullback here. How do you do that? Invert it. If you just do Alt-I, you can just invert the charts. It's something I used to do for crypto charts a lot. When I'd be looking for swing trades on cryptos, if I inverted it, it just kind of, the analysis to see a reversal just looked a lot nicer. All right, London Open here, guys. Let's have a look. So silver's still pushing higher. Gold has had just a very nice, look at this. This is, again, this is what's important about these morning evening style plays, is you don't want to buy and sell these at every single opportunity. Would I short this evening style right now? Not really. Why? Because gold's overall very bullish with the double top target. So ideally, I'm more so looking for morning style plays today. Ideally, I'm looking for morning stars. So this is the one that I took yesterday, and you guys can kind of see, look, this candle didn't even end up closing bullish. But when I saw this 30-minute candle, tag the lows and hold support, and we called this in Discord as well, that was my long right there. And I was in and out before this candle even closed. And it didn't even end up closing bullish. Look at it, it didn't even end up closing bullish. But I still bought this morning star play and made money. Yeah, I hope so too. So yeah, I'd like to see London come for a bit of a pullback and then continue buying. To me, this wick rejection is probably what's bringing in a lot of sellers, and ideally we take this higher. That's what I'm looking for here. I will I'll clip up that breakdown that we just shared, guys. I'll post it on X, and I'll hashtag London Open and tag TopstepTV as well. So if you guys are on X, just at the Aaron Trades, and I will repost that after as well. Let's see. Silver's probably going to be off the cards for a little bit, guys, just because it has pushed so much. And look at this, like we literally, everything that we just spoke about, look at that right there. It was a bit too big. Look at that. How did it look on the 15? Was it a 15 fake out? Oh, look at that. So look at this, guys. After everything that we've just spoken about, there's that, put that artwork on my wall. Nice. Good man, Glenn. That's what I'd like to hear. Look at that. So you got the 30-minute morning star. What do you have on the 15? Well, look, it's literally exactly what we just spoke about. You broke below, broke right back above. 15 fake out. Was it a 5-minute kind of... Hey, look at 5-minute. Broke support, broke back above, held it, pushed higher. Like, that is literally exactly what we just spoke about. If I was to get up that drawing and compare it to everything we just spoke about, 30-minute morning star, 15-minute fake out, 5-minute breakout and break back above, and a nice push. Now, what's nice about this breakout here is that's where most people get trapped in shorts. Well, first off, people get trapped in longs. You know, they buy off this support, risk off the lows, they get stopped out, and they go, okay, cool, maybe it's time for me to jump in shorts. And they go, cool, price is just broken out, so I'm going to short here. I'm going to put my stop just above. And they get stopped out on the longs, and then they get stopped out on the shorts. But for us, we don't care about 5-minute breakouts. Why do we not care about 5-minute breakouts? And why do we not short this 5-minute breakout? Well, it's 30-minute support below a previous 30-minute low. That's a buying opportunity. So you've got a 30-minute morning star. As soon as you see this candle here, tag lows, hold support, boom, longs right there. Amazing. Up into them highs. Don't even care about holding it this high. Even if you take it from here to here. Great trade. Great trade. Gold having a nice pullback here. Did you at one time wait? I think I've watched your videos where you wait for a close or a break of structure. Yeah, that's what this wick rejection is on a lower time frame. This sorry, wrong tool. This 30-minute wick rejection right here is a lower time frame breaking out and breaking back above. So that's what this wick rejection is right here. You're buying at support, which is what me and Andrew spoke about this week as well. They're buying at support. You wait for a breakout, you end up missing it. But if you grab the lows, you're at a nice level of support, cool, just take the trade. Yeah, if you could, Sean, yeah, that'd be amazing, man. If you could, man, that'd be fantastic. Hey, Andy, to get the second XFA, do you have to pass a combine again? Yes, if you want another XFA, yes, you have to pass another combine, man. Yes. Maybe back to pre. Yeah, I think so, Ian. I think so, man. I've seen a lot of pre-London trades, man. A lot of pre-London trades, especially this week. Pre-London trades today at 5 a.m. Pre-London trades yesterday at 5:30 a.m. Definitely, quite a lot, man. I remember I started streaming pre-London last year, and then when we started streaming pre-London ended up ranging. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's sometimes London Open's great, sometimes pre-London Open's good. In the case of these 30-minute morning stars, how do you define your risk and where do you put your stop? Thank you. Good question. Yeah, I think so, Ian. I think so. I just share them in Discord when they happen. Your stop loss always goes, well, for me anyway, my stop loss always goes below a liquidity low. So a liquidity low is when you've grabbed previous lows and held support. So for instance, if I was buying here, my stop loss would be right below that liquidity low. Because my thought process is if this is a true grab of the lows, then you shouldn't need to re-break this low. But if you do re-break that low, which is absolutely possible, then I do believe you'll come much lower. So therefore, there's no reason for me to have a crazy stop. So for me, stop loss is below the middle candle, which is the liquidity grab. Now, sometimes these morning star plays, you might look at the stop and it might be, for instance, yesterday, you might look at the stop and you go, okay, stop loss down below here. That's, how many ticks is that? 75? Stop loss 140 ticks. So you might look at that and go, wow, 140 ticks, that's a huge stop. But look at the reward. Look how big the reward is. 286. 286 ticks. I said 6 and ticks at the same time. 286. So stop loss always below the liquidity low. But again, this is where it can get a little bit more complex as well. And this is something that just comes with time. Is let's say if you bought this one here, you're buying off the fact that price grab the lows, held support. Well, if this next candle doesn't drive and it just kind of stalls and maybe even closes bearish, well then I'll just cut my trade straight away because that's not how my typical morning star play setup happens. So I'm trying to find an example where it doesn't work because it will happen, but there's ways to manage the risk before it comes anywhere near your hard stops. Where's a time where it didn't work? You can kind of see, it's not the cleanest, but you kind of see here, you grab lows, you held support. So if you bought here, well, I want to see that candle drive because that's my nicest morning star plays. When the middle candle grabs the lows, the next candle has a nice drive. When this candle here wicks the highs and holds resistance here, well then I might be like, you know what, let me just go break even. I don't really like the formation of this candle. I don't really need to let it hit my hard stops. I want to be managing before that. For instance, like here, for example, say if you bought here yesterday, you risk off the low. Say if this candle here, just wicked out the highs, previous highs, and like kind of wicked back down, I might be like, you know what, that's not how I like this third candle to close. Maybe I'll just start reducing my risk a little bit. But initial hard stop is below the middle candle. That's a good question, Matt. It's honestly not something I'd worry about too much. As long as the middle candles grab the lows, you'll buy a nice level support. Because sometimes this here, say if you, because this is a good point. Sometimes if you buy here, and let's say this candle opens up with no bottom wick, tags the highs, and then comes back down, you could then be like, oh damn, should I close the trade? And you close the trade and it ends up doing exactly what you want. Until this candle closes, I honestly don't really want to worry about it too much. Because that's what gold loves to do. So personally, man, I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you're buying these morning star plays at nice level of support, the hit rate is that good just to take it. And as long as it doesn't break that low, just hold the trade, man. Because it can happen so often. And again, that's why when I'm trading these morning star plays, I don't like to sit there and watch it because that's what gold loves to do. If you buy here, the candle could push up and you go, oh, great, I'm going to go break even. And then before you know it, it comes back down to create the bottom wick and you go, I don't know if I should hold this trade. Maybe I'm going to close the trade. You close the trade, well, it ends up doing exactly what you want. So base decisions based off candle closures, which is why people get such amazing backtesting results, but such poor live trading results, is because when you're backtesting, you're making decisions based off candle closures. Yeah, trading a little bit of silver too. Yep, just a little bit more. I'd take maybe a handful of silver trades a week. More gold, but yeah, I definitely still watch silver too. It doesn't really matter too much. To be honest, just take it, anywhere around the open is good enough. Anywhere at the candle open. Don't worry about it too much. If you worry about it too much, like I say, you'll just talk yourself out of the trade, and you end up over refining. Anywhere around the open of the candle is good enough. I mean, you can get to a point where you can actually buy these wick rejections. You can actually get to a point where you can buy this middle candle. That's what I did yesterday. Again, it gets a little bit more technical and a little bit more complex and a little bit more risky. But you can get to a point where you're buying here before this candle even closes, because you're anticipating it even further now. Obviously, with that level of anticipation, there is more risk. But that's what I did here yesterday. I bought before this candle even closed. When you started grabbing lows here, that's when below this 30-minute low, it's kind of hard to see because you've had all this price action. But when this candle here was tagging the lows, and we said this in our pre-New York market call, I was looking for longs into the high. So as this 30-minute is coming down, that's where I'll drop down to the 5-minute and start looking for a reversal place to take advantage of this wick. But again, it gets a little bit complex. I wouldn't worry about that too much. But if you want to just take them, just buy the flip, buy the open, doesn't matter too much. As long as you're risking below the lows, you're buying a nice level of support until the candle breaks the previous low. Try and just get really good at executing and walking away. Make this decision based off the candle closure. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Especially when it's rejecting V up. Yeah, it couldn't get much perfect. Because sometimes you can worry too much about it's created the top wick, and then it comes down for the bottom wick, and then it comes back up, and then it can come back down, and that's what the markets want you to do. They want you to see this nice push up and you go, oh great, this trade's looking fantastic. I'm going to move my stops to break even. Can come all the way back down, right back down to the open before then pushing exactly as you want. So only make the decision to cut the trade based off the candle closure. Or if your targets have been hit, like the buy yesterday. My first targets have been hit, so I made the decision to cut the trade before the candle closure, which was exiting in profit because we'd already hit my liquidity levels. So what I would do is if I was buying here today, I would set an alert below here and alert back the resistance and just let the alerts go off. If the alert goes off and it hit my stop, well, hey, it's part of the probability game. Yep, no, absolutely, Ian. I like that as well. Yep. Sometimes you just have to, have to be comfortable with just accepting the risk. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Who cares? It's just a trade. Move on to the next trade. But you can't cherry pick these setups. You can't go, I don't know about this one. I'm not sure if I like this one. If the setup's there, your morning star at nice level of support, clear targets, take the trade. Whereas if you just cherry pick random ones to take, well, your probability is going to be all over the place. Yeah, we can look at silver. Silver's, I would like to continue buying silver. My only concern with silver is this was an absolutely perfect buy. This was a perfect buy. So if I want to buy silver again, which I do think is going to be nice, well, I want to be buying it a little bit more of a pullback. So I'm just kind of seeing if silver can maybe pull back, grab some previous hourly 30-minute lows, and then I'll continue buying. But buying from here was nice because you had these targets to the left. If I buy from here, then great, maybe I can target these highs. So I am still looking for longs on silver, but not from here. Personally, I want to see a little bit more of a pullback to continue buying. That's why I'm just hanging out and teaching you guys some stuff because I'm just waiting for the markets to shape up a little bit. Like I say, if gold wicks these lows and breaks out, I will very likely buy gold. Yeah, I agree. Gold targets are much nicer. Yep. When you say held support, how do you define support? Again, super simple. Like here, support. Support is just these wick rejections. What's nice here is the fact that this middle candle at one point was very bearish. Before, you have to understand these wicks. Before this was a wick rejection, what was this? This was one big bearish body. A very bearish body candle. And then it wicked all the way back above. So that means there's a decent amount of buyers below these previous lows and at this level of support. So wick rejections are very, very, very important. Sorry guys, give me 2 seconds. It was the market makers at the door. The market makers are at the door saying, you need to stop giving out this information. Sorry, guys. Hello? market makers again. I already answered it. I don't know. Yeah, if gold grabs these lows here and starts breaking back above, I would like to buy gold. You just tagged previous hourly lows. Now, the only thing is I would want to see a little bit of a breakout here on gold because you are at big resistance. You've had this decent bounce of support here. Now you're kind of bouncing off the resistance. So I'd like to see a little bit of a breakout. Then I'd like to see if we can buy into all-time highs. All-time highs on Goldie. I would say wait for the 30-minute, man. 15-minute, I'm not really watching too much. I mean, this is because look, remember, you know, trade location is very important. You know, you have, although this is a 15-minute Morningstar shaping up, we can't ignore that this is also 15 broke above, broke right back below. And if anything, this just looks like a bit of a range. You broke above, you broke straight back below. So yes, this is a 15-minute Morningstar, but this is also a pretty strong bearish push down. What was that strong bearish push down? Well, look at the time at the bottom here. I can't draw it because it will move it, but look at the time down here. 7:45. So that's the last 15 minute of the hourly candle. So if we look at the hourly time frame, well, it was a pretty big wick rejection. So do we want to be buying a 15-minute candle after a solid wick rejection? Not really, to be honest. I would say if we wait for a 30-minute closure above, I think it'd be nicer. About to get kidnapped by these market makers. I know. They were watching the streams this morning, thinking, man, he can't keep getting away with this. He can't be giving out this information. Sammy a guard dog? No, he would probably just lick their face, to be honest. If you heard him bark at night, maybe it'd sound like one, but no, he's too much of a softie. When people ring the door, he just gets all excited and starts crying. He's like, walk time? Because his dog walker in back in Australia used to be the exact same ring to the apartment. So he gets all excited. He's like, oh, it's time to go for a walk. Do you always book partial leave runners? No, personally, man, I don't. I don't use runners for gold. I just prefer to have my trading be done so many times. You know, for example, of the buys from yesterday. Look at this 15-minute fake out yesterday, guys. 15-minute fake out at the 30-minute Morningstar, like Bruno just said as well. So no, for me personally, I don't hold runners because most of the time my runners end up just getting hit. So personally, I'd rather just my trade from yesterday somewhere around here, just I buy here and I just exit here. If I want to take a new trade, then maybe I'll just take a new trade and just play the ranges. But no, I personally don't really like to hold runners. But again, you know, don't let that stop you from holding runners. Just from my experience, most of my runners end up getting hit, especially in London. Therefore, I would just rather buy here, exit here. If I want another entry, well, then I'll just take a whole new setup. Full-time trader? Yes, I've been a full-time trader for the past 5 years. In terms of targets, that first equity target was 5100. Yep. Would you manage and cut most of it? Yeah, I would close all of it, too much, Jake. I would close all of it, man. It's what I do with most of my trades. You know, say if you were buying, do you mean if you were buying the 30-minute here, man? If you're buying this one? You mean this one? Oh, or do you mean the one from yesterday, sorry? Oh, where we are now? Yes, where we are now, I would, because we're rejecting so much off these highs. To be honest, man, even if we were to play up into 5100, 160 ticks, probably not, man. I'd probably just take it off. 160 ticks is like, because sometimes if you, let's say if we buy from here, which we could actually get soon, first 30-minute London session, is say if we buy from here and we're targeting here, you know, well, if we get to here, we're up, you know, say 170 ticks to hope to squeeze out, you know, another 90, 80-ish. Personally, man, I would just rather lock it in. I would be more annoyed to see this trade push up, come all the way back down to then hope that it comes up here. It's like if I get this leg of the move, which is like, say 150 ticks, like, man, I'm happy to take it there. Same as my trade from yesterday. You know, I bought somewhere around here. My initial target was all-time highs, but once you hit previous highs here and start rejecting, I just took it off there straight away. Because you know, there is quite a lot of times where it can get close to these liquidity levels, like yesterday, it just completely sells right back off. So if I buy from here, let's say, although I'm targeting here, If we hit this resistance, like I'm happy to just take this off. Although it might hit, it could easily also just pull right back up before then hitting it later. Again, that's another reason why I don't like runners, is if I just take it from here to here, boom, job done. Base hit, out. I say base hit, still like, 100 plus ticks. I think you'll see silver squeeze down a little bit more here, guys. I think you'll see silver at least come down and squeeze these previous 15 lows before potentially getting long. Goldie, I just want to see a little bit of a breakout. So it's just wait for an obvious level of support or resistance to form. Wait for a fake out, closure above a black bottom wick and take the next candle. Yes. As long, again, you need to have targets though. You have to have liquidity levels of where you're trading into. Otherwise, if you just try and take every single morning evening star play, it won't work. So the reason I'll be buying this morning star yesterday pre-London is because I have all-time high targets. The reason I'll be buying this one here today is because I have nice double top targets. So these morning star plays, these are entry confirmations, but you want reasons as to why you're taking these trades. Hey Mikey, what's going on, man? Good to see you back. Good to see you back, man. Yep, nice one, Ian. Up over 800 ticks. Amazing, man. Locked out for pre-London. Amazing, Ian. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Great work. How to be disciplined in trading? I mean, there's a lot of ways to be disciplined in trading. A lot of the discipline in trading does just come with time, I guess. Yeah, it's trying to shape up, man. Definitely. Discipline, like I said, discipline is one of them things that just, it comes with time. Discipline comes with, sometimes you can learn trading discipline through same with trading psychology. You can learn trading psychology through books, etc. But it's one of them things in the markets that just has to come through feeling the emotional pain of the markets to then have the discipline. But you know what? That doesn't feel good. I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to have the discipline to not do that. But again, I'm not disciplined all the time. I still have times where I might break my plan, or, for example, I took a loss last week out of being undisciplined and broke my rules. So it's not about being the perfect trader that doesn't break their rules, that is, disciplined 24/7. What you're really trying to do is just make their mistakes less and recognize what makes you undisciplined, what triggers you to be undisciplined. So when that starts to happen, I can have recognition of it. So then I can okay, cool. Maybe when the price has moved up this much, up here is when my discipline starts to go, because I really wanted to be in this, but I wasn't able to be on the markets. Okay, cool. Well, then when we get up here, the last time I traded up here, I got chopped up trying to chase because I was undisciplined. Well, when I've seen this big of a push, maybe up here, now, from past experiences of pain in here, I'm just going to stay patient. So if you want to get good at trading psychology, it's something that, like I say, it comes with time, but just write down what triggers certain emotions. Like I say, most people think it's about becoming an emotionless robot, but it's not. It's about having recognition and staying accountable. Discipline is why I joined the traders table. Yes, absolutely, Glenn. Again, that's about why it exists, is to give you the accountability to be able to stay disciplined. That accountability can really help, which is why we do the trade reviews on Fridays, so we can all recap on the previous week. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What do we do good coming into next week? Yeah, touch more grass. Absolutely. You have to be disciplined in all aspects of life as well, disciplined in trade. If you're not disciplined in normal life, trying to come on the market disciplined is going to be very hard. What I mean by discipline in all other aspects of life, do the things that you should be doing. Work out, eat right. Do the things that are going to help you. I know it sounds crazy, but working out and going to the gym really does help your trading. It does for me anyway. It keeps me mentally in check, and it also keeps me disciplined. If I have discipline in all aspects of my life, well, then it's going to be easier for me to stay disciplined here on the charts. But when you're, again, when you're upcoming in trading, just focus on focus on building a consistently profitable plan. Because once you have a consistently profitable plan, then you can become more disciplined to stick to it because you know it works. But if you don't even have a trading plan, well, then how do you know what to stay disciplined to? So build a trading plan. You know, you guys on YouTube, you guys have access to amazing, and I'm not talking about myself, amazing top step traders and streamers who teach you and show you things every single day. You can absolutely build a profitable plan by watching every single person here and find what works for you and what makes the most sense. Build a plan, prove to yourself the plan works, and then build discipline around that plan that you have. But if you don't have a trading plan, then you don't know what to stay disciplined to. You're like, if I say stay disciplined, you're like, well, disciplined to what? What does that mean? Well, what it means is building a plan that you've proven to yourself works over a long period of time, and then build your rules, stick them on the side of your computer if you need to. That's what I used to do. Is I used to literally have sticky notes stuck to the side of my screen. I would tell myself, don't do this, don't do that, look for this, etc. So when I go on the computer and go on the charts every day, they're right in front of me. Targets on silver, I would probably just be targeting these previous pre-London highs around 113.5. I would be seeing if we can right now, so like I said, we're probably going to come for these 15 lows. If we wick these lows and get back above, because silver moves so big, I would be happy to play this range. I'd be more than happy to play this range. The silver fake out trade you were going over, yep. The stop loss, even with micro in silver, is thousands. How would you approach that? Yes, exactly that, and that's why I kind of say this exact same setup happened on gold, and that's why I was saying if the same pattern's happening on gold and silver, take gold, because gold you can manage your risk. The trading gains correlate to gym gains. The opposite, gym gains correlate to trading gains. So yeah, absolutely. And again, that's why silver's a market that I say be very careful of. Because this fake out trade at 1 micro, I'm not 100% sure what it would be. I don't think it'd be thousands, but did anyone take the silver trade? Know what that stop would have been? It would have been a couple of hundred, that's for sure. But again, gold gave the exact same setup at the exact same time. So I would take gold. It was 1,000, yeah. So this risk here would have been 1,000, which is a lot. Too much. That's why I say be careful on silver. Focus on gold instead. I trade silver sometimes, but that's because I might have a big buffer. I accept the risk. But if you guys who are new, you're just getting funded, be careful trading silver. Be very, very careful. Again, though, like I said earlier, this would be my hard stop. If this 15 closed right back below, I would be exiting my trade right there. Yeah, I lost 250 in seconds on my micro. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy market. I'd be careful. I think gold is much more consistent. And you can manage risk a lot better. And it moves pretty much the same. So silver's absolutely not for the faint of heart. This is why I said I wouldn't buy this 15 morning star play here, guys. Where's your targets? Or you've just broken below resistance, you're holding it, still squeezing lower. How did you learn what you know today? Experience, books, videos. Just a crazy amount of chart time, man. The strategy that I trade now, no one taught me how to trade like this way. I learned, liquidity concepts, but for me it was just analysis paralysis. I had to simplify it and find out what works. I've done countless amounts of different trading courses, etc. I have learned from... No, actually not, Sean. No, actually not. Sounds like it, but it's actually not. I didn't ever fall into that trap, thankfully. A little bit, but not really. I've watched a lot of trading courses. I've been in a lot of different trading communities in the earlier days. Some good, some bad. Kind of just trying to find my feet in the markets. What makes the most sense to me? Because everything works. Everything works. It's about what works for me, what makes the most sense to me. I'm a very simplistic person. If I have too much on my charts, it just confuses me. I hesitate. I talk myself out of trades. I overthink. So what makes the most sense to me is price action and very simple liquidity levels and simple view up. Like, that's it. That's what makes the most sense to me. It's what helps me execute well. Thank you, Aaron, for helping me pass my first eval. Amazing, man. Any tips for discipline and emotions for managing the funded account? I've been patient and just watching trades pass by me. I guess a fear of losing. Yeah, which is normal, man. Which is normal, but you know, you have to treat it the exact same way. Gold might come back down for a test that view up again, guys. Like I said, this was that evening star to, if anything, short. The reason I wouldn't sell this is because gold has been so bullish, but that's that evening star short. Fear of losing the account. Well, divide it up by, I don't know what account that you are on, man. But divide it up by about how many trades can you actually afford to lose before you lose the account. There's something you can look at called risk of ruin, but just to make it simple, let's say if you're trading on a 50K account. Well, if you risk $200 per trade, you can have 10 losses in a row before you lose the account. And 10 losses in a row, for most people and most strategies, is unlikely. You'll get lucky in between that. So, you know, when you tell yourself, look, I've got 10 losses in a row, that's a decent amount of trades, just risking $200 per trade, set your personal day loss limits, then you will execute a lot well, and a lot better, sorry. And use these as much as you can. Put in your personal day loss limit. You know, trade limits, block, mini contracts, even block silver if you want to. I'd say, you know, if it's a first time getting fun, you know, risk $100, $200 per trade, whatever you deal with mentally, and just stick with that. So gold wick the highs, closing bearish, guys. That's why I say I wouldn't buy this. If anything, you should be selling this. The reason I'm not selling it is because gold's overall bullish, but that's nice, a nice little short there. How many ticks was that? 100 ticks right there. Yep, very often, man. 6 shots in this one. Nice. And again, you know, as much as it sucks, as much as I don't want you guys to lose funded accounts, it's one of them things where you have to feel that pain to be able to learn from it. Trust me, I don't want any of you guys to lose funded accounts. But it's almost like you have to get funded, you have to lose the accounts to feel that pain, to be like, damn, I'm not going to do that again. So again, it's something that you can't learn from a book. I can tell you guys, don't over leverage, don't risk too much, set your personal day loss limits, but until you don't do it and you break your rules and you lose the money, you lose the funded account, and you feel that pain, is sometimes, for me anyway, it was the only way I could really learn from it. Yeah, this is just the standard one here, man. Just like this. I haven't really changed this. I can get to the session. It's got high, low, close 3. And I just made the opacity like a little bit less. I don't like it to be like. I just make it a little bit less, so I can just kind of see it in the background there. When your timer loads come up on Topstep. Should be the only one that comes up on Topstep. Oh, unless you're on Trading View. On Trading View, man. I'll show you here. On Trading View, it is. Let me send this one here, man. Where have we gone? Gold's still having a bit of a sell-off here, guys. Remember, gold could find support at any point. And then I do think gold... you know, there was a reason to short this. The only reason I didn't sell this, like I said, that's that perfect evening star play. You tag the highs, you close bearish, and that's on the hourly time frame. So that's a pretty perfect hourly evening star right there. The only reason, again, so I don't take every single hourly morning evening star play. The only reason I wouldn't sell this is because I'm selling kind of right into support. It's a little bit aggressive. You got me into fake out for gold. It's been working. Nice. I'm actually buying on the breakdowns and selling on the breakups. They've been working today. Great. Amazing, man. When does this start to fail? It doesn't really, man. The markets just might present different opportunities. But these fake out trades and these morning star plays is literally what I've used on gold for a very, very, very long time, as long as I can remember. You guys go back and watch my really old YouTube videos. I've been using these exact same price action strategies for a very, very, very long time. And to me, gold's never really changed. Again, that's why I love gold so much, is because I find gold is just super consistent. Super consistent. And if you can, you might be able to go, like I said, if you go back and watch maybe some of these old videos, even though it says, you know, when I was trading currencies back in the day, it's still the same price action. Look at this. A young Aaron trades. Is there any Is there an example in this one? You can see a nice, seems to be trading currency. I still was trading gold. Look at this, 5 years ago, that's crazy. Where's it? There'll be some in here. There you go, there's a fake out example. I don't know if this was a, look at this guy. This is, again, trading currencies, but again, you can see a bit of a fake out. But again, you can see them. You can see them throughout the charts. You can see them absolutely everywhere. One of my biggest trades ever on gold, actually, in terms of a tick amount, was that exact same play, which was which one was it? This one. This is one of my biggest ever tick moves on gold. And did I share the chart? No, I guess not. It's in there somewhere. But yeah, you can go back and watch over this. Like I say, it's the same thing I've been doing for a very, very, very long time. But like I say, you know, what's the most important part? What's the most important part is trade location and high time frame direction. Like I say, you know, you don't want to be taking the morning start and the fake out trades in these ranges, because look how many times this fake out didn't work. You broke above, you broke back below. If you think that's a fake out to go short, straight back up. Now, why would you not short that fake out? Well, look at the hourly time frame. It was support. So you want to take the fake outs when you have nice higher time frame breakouts. And here's where you want to be careful. Gold trying to find some support here, guys. If we break out from here, there could be some nice longs. No, I don't really, to be honest. I look at rollovers, to be honest, man. 5k. Yes, you did, Sean. I look the same. I'll take that, man. I'll take that. Nothing to really say on the daily, to be honest, Anshuk. It's just very bullish. There's not really much daily analysis on gold. That's why I've not really been looking at it. It's just bullish. So bullish. So I've just been kind of just looking at intraday on gold. We're just all-time highs after all-time highs. There's no, I honestly haven't looked at I haven't looked at any daily analysis on gold since we were like maybe back down here, start of Feb, because you've just been every day is new all-time highs. So there's nothing to break down. Straight into the intraday price action. Yeah, liquidity for NQ, 100% works just as well. If you trade NQ, I would correlate it with ES though. How long you didn't make money in trading? Over 2 years, man. Over 2 years, didn't make money. Not that I didn't make money. I consistently lost money. I didn't make money for over 2 years, man. Consistently lost money. Blue accounts, quit trading for a little bit. Yeah, I consistently didn't make money for 2 years. This 30-minute morning star play could shape up very nicely here, guys. The reason I want to wait for this 30 is because look, you just wait the highs, you've closed bearish. You just closed bearish for about an hour of price action. So therefore, I don't really want to look for longs, even though there is a nice little 5-minute morning star shaping up here. Below a previous low, it is risky. It is risky. But again, you know, when I first started trading, I didn't really have the opportunities that you guys have. So I would like to hope that it doesn't take you guys 2 years. But for me, yeah, it was 2 years of pure pain, stress, and failure. But more so, you know, a lot of it was because of myself. But again, I didn't have the opportunities like you guys have to tune into someone trading live at every single session on the Topstep YouTube channel. Like if I had someone to tune into every day, showing the plan live, breaking down trades from every single session like I try and do with you guys, yeah, I would be way further ahead. I kind of fell victim to all the get-rich-quick schemes. All the bad ways that people get into trading. I've done absolutely all of them. So hopefully you guys don't have to go through as much BS as I did. Or maybe you have already been through it. Well, it's what will build you into a better trader one time. Two years, 5 years ago. What does that mean? No, I mean, even when I first started trading, Topstep were around. I didn't know what prop firm trading was. When I first started trading 7 years ago, I thought I just had to trade personal capital. That's also what I was told. I was like, you have to trade personal capital. I didn't really know what prop firms were at all. Yeah, that's amazing. Philip, my old man, has followed Topstep from the very beginning and say you can't get any better as a newcomer. Yes, absolutely, man. 100%. If I knew about Topstep when I first started, I would have saved myself a lot of personal accounts. It's very tempting to take a small micro long here, guys. Trying to buy into that hourly support. Hourly wick in the lows would be a little bit aggressive, but it's tempting for a little flip. Small risk though. Oh, look at that! Look at that silver pushing down again. Silver's crazy. The reason this buy here is tempting is because you're below lows. You're also at a very nice resistance below this low here, and even just for a pullback up into here, could still be a pretty decent trade. It's a little bit risky, like I say, because it's a bit early. But risk to reward, it could be nice. Let me see. You've got this 15 close in 4 minutes. Might see if there's a potential buy here on gold. Just small risk. You could take this 5 flip right now, but I'm just going to see this 15 close. Yeah, liquidity grabs work very well at NQ. I used to trade NQ. When I first started trading futures, I kind of left gold. I thought you kind of had to trade. I was like, trading futures, like everyone just trades NQ. I started trading NQ for a little bit. But yeah, it follows the same thing. Same thing. We haven't spoken about today. We've been sharing a lot of wizardry on gold, but yeah, NQ does the same thing. Look at this. Comes down, tags lows. Where does it come to next? The highs. So if you guys who were here yesterday, I didn't take this, I don't trade NQ, but this is what we spoke about yesterday. NQ to have a bit of a pullback and then continue buying into these highs here. You guys who are here, look at this, I haven't checked this since we last jumped on yesterday, but you guys were asking here yesterday, what do we do on NQ? I said I wouldn't buy here on NQ. I liked longs up into this previous high from the 16th of Jan, but I said you'd want to see a bit of a pullback before you can long. You pulled back, you grabbed a lot of lows, broke out, and end up having a great buy. A really, really, really good buy. So that was a great call on NQ yesterday. Again, same liquidity principles. What does NQ love to do? Same as gold. Sorry, wrong low. Look at that. Forms a double bottom. That's where people try and long, stops below the low, comes down, grabs lows, breaks out, huge run. Yeah. Silver was up crazy yesterday, man. Ended up wicking right back down below. I was watching, it was nuts. So Goldie having that 5-minute flip kind of playing out there. 15 close coming in here, looking nice and bullish. Bit of a 15 fake out play. Let's see. 2 minutes, I might see if we get some Goldie longs. Goldie longs. I just hit over 10k in payouts this month with Topstep as well, which is pretty cool. We got this payout coming. Look at this. I took out 3,500 7th of Jan, 3,500 23rd, another 2.5 yesterday. So over 10k in payouts on Topstep this month, which is very nice. Targets for longs if I get in, man, would be I would buy and just see how this hourly candle closes. If this hourly wicks lows and starts to flip bullish, then I would target much higher, which I actually think we might do. I might get long here in a second. So I'm basically buying, anticipating that this hourly is going to tag the lows and start to flip bullish. If it doesn't flip bullish, then maybe I would target some 5-minute resistance. So I would buy into this close here. So this hourly close. Ideally, we buy back up into 5,100. Maybe even, again, I'd want to see how do we react to our previous hourly highs. How does the next hour open? So ideally 5,100, maybe even pre-London highs, but I would be watching previous hourly highs as a potential management point as well, man. Bottleneck on this next 15, I might give longs a shot here, guys. Just half risk because we technically are still pushing lower. But it's below a nice low at nice resistance, so risk to reward terms, I think it's worth a shot. Silver Morningstar, really? Don't get me excited about silver, man. Let me see. Yes, definitely. Silver shaping up. Still, silver's a little bit too bearish. I mean, this is a pretty decent push down, actually. Silver's a little bit too bearish. Silver, this makes me think you might want to do something like this. And then see if you can take it. Yeah, that's always the way, man. Silver trying to show you up. But no, it does. Silver could shape up today. Let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback here, guys. I'm going to see if I can maybe buy Goldie into that hourly close. Let's see. I'm going to buy two. Risk here. If it breaks out, I'll try and buy more. Let me change this to ticks. Trying to give longs into the hourly closer shot. I would like to get this for about 3 micros. So if we can wick down a little bit more, I'd like to either wick down more or break out and I will add in more. Let me make this the... Look at that, 50 minute came down, tagged lows, closed bullish. So trying to see if we can take this higher. What do we have into the highs? You got about 200 ticks. 200 ticks, that's huge. What time is, guys? 8:45. 8:45 London time. I hope we don't push from here because I would like to have more here. But what I'm basically, this buy isn't a 15-minute fake out. This buy is the fact that I'm buying off this hourly liquidity grab. I'm trying to see if this current hourly can hold these previous hourly lows here and come up and target these all-time highs. That's the real play here. Although it's a 5-minute execution, this isn't a 5-minute trade, it's an hourly trade. So what I'll do to scale into this trade as well, it may take, may take an hour or two, but if we break out here, I would like to scale in more. We got hourly close coming in about 15 minutes as well here, guys. 15 minutes. So you came down, hit the lows, broke out. But we do have to also remember, stay neutral here. How did the previous hourly close? Well, it did wick the highs and close doji. So this candle could also close doji. And it could create a little bit of a range. Oh, look at this. This could be a perfect 30-minute fake out. 30-minute fake out, hourly morning style play. See how it's all starting to piece together now? 30-minute fake out. Like the 30-minute morning star, 15-minute fake out. Well, 30-minute fake out, hourly morning star. Yeah, good targets, man, absolutely. 15-minute morning star. This is a big barrier, though. Again, that's why we have to stay neutral, is this is big resistance. Big, big, big resistance. We held it, broke above, broke straight back below. So are we going to hold it again or are we going to break out? See? That's where we have to be careful here. Ideally, we break it, but it doesn't have to. We have to stay neutral. I bring my stop below that previous 5 low. I wouldn't want to see price come anywhere near that. This is about 58.60 ticks. Very clear. Good man. Good man. I'll post the I'll post that screenshot on Discord too. Where was the where was it? You guys on YouTube, I will post it on X as well. It's just the Aaron Trades. Let's see, Goldie. We're gonna get that push. I will add on the breakout here, guys. This will be my breakout level. Would you short NASDAQ if we retest NY mid-open? Let's have a look. How did we close yesterday on NASDAQ? I assume very bullish. I mean, yeah. I mean, look at yesterday's candle. Tagged lows, closed bullish. You're above previous daily highs. So above previous daily highs at 26,000. That's big resistance. And the fact that Asia has just opened, yeah, you could easily see us come back down for a bit of a pullback. Would I short if we get NY mid open? I mean, to be honest, shorting around here looks pretty nice. This is a bit of a grab the highs, close bearish. 2600 above previous daily highs. This is not a bad level to look for shorts around here, to be honest. Now remember, with anything with short NQ, is yesterday did close very bullish. And you do have some liquidity targets above. So if I was short in NQ, it would just be for a bit of a pullback. And I would ideally look to continue buying. So look at that. Look at this. Tag lows, breakout. Tag day lows, breakout. So overall, I would like to buy NQ. But could you see intraday pullbacks and sell-offs from 26,000 above previous daily highs? Yep, I think so. Let's just have a look at Goldie here, guys. Let's see. What are we up to, Goldie? Ideally, I want to hold this into the 30 close and hourly close, but we'll see. As long as we don't hit these lows here, I'm happy to see if we can hold this into that hourly, which is in 10 minutes. Got in at 57.4. 57.4. Oh, nice down here. Oh, yeah, you took that 5 flip. Yeah, I was tempted with that one, man. That was nice. Taking 4 for London Open. Yep, high. Nice, nice. I like that, man. Yeah, I was tempted to take that one. That was a nice one. Thing is, with that one there, you're already probably managing risk. I like that one, man. Let's see if we're gonna wick these 5-minute lows and break out here, guys. How much are we risking? How much are we risking? The reason why it's 2 micros, like I say, we're buying before the hourly's close, so it's a little bit risky. So I'm risking only about $100 here. This is the level that I want to see held for gold to push up. If it doesn't hold and it breaks, you could just close. A more confirmed trade is the hourly close. Hourly, 30 minute and 15. All them closures in 10 minutes. I think if we want to buy into all-time highs, I think more of a breakout would make sense. For me, for this buy here on gold, I wouldn't hold into all-time highs. I'd probably just looking to maybe just play this range. Maybe if you get a decent hourly closure above, then you may want to hold into all-time highs. But a closure above on probably the hourly time frame. This hourly's about to close in 10 minutes. How's it looking? Yeah, still a little bit meh. Not the best, not the worst. You're wicking highs, you're also wicking lows. This hourly close in 7 minutes will be the real key here. If we don't drive from here and we do tag these lows, then yeah, who knows? Gold could maybe, if I was going to wait for more morning stars, I maybe back down here at that 64 level maybe. Or maybe, like I say, if this hourly doesn't close bullish, then the next hourly may come down, re-grab the lows one more time, and then you might be looking for it more at like maybe 10 a.m. If we don't drive from here, you may get more buys at 10 a.m. That's a terrible drive. Let's see, Goldie. No, I'm going to close that there, guys. I don't like it. I was hoping we would just drive already. I'm closing at minus 60 ticks. Sorry, $60. You kind of tried to break out there. Look at the 15. 15 tagged previous 15-minute highs and it's not really driving. So, yeah, let's just wait for a breakout. Like I said, it was a risky trade trying to take the anticipation, but yeah, we broke above, we're straight back below. I'm not going to sell gold because I don't like shorts. I'm going to wait for a bit of a breakout here, guys. So I'm closing at just minus $60, which is nothing. See if we can close above, maybe hourly confirmation, and then take it. So what we'll do is there, YouTube guys, I'm going to wrap up there for London, guys. Great session this morning. Only minus $70 here. I do still think gold's going to give some great buys today. But I'm not going to take it from here. I think we're going to wait for closer to 10 a.m. before gold gives the real longs. But amazing session this morning, guys. Like I say, I will recap the Morningstar play setup on X as well. So if you guys are on X, be sure to drop me a follow at the Aaron Trades. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. Wait for the hourly confirmation, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.